So, all right, we are officially starting now. Welcome to this session of the Fever Swamp. Who remembers what happened last time that we played?
Everyone died. The end. No,
Some things died, but no player characters.
We did actually get to meet a new village, a new tribe of the people, if I remember correctly. I
Mhm.
don't remember the things that happened before or after that, but at least I have that one memory.
I think they sent us on a quest.
Leeches.
Now, Leeches was 2 sessions ago, actually.
Oh,
This
dang.
session we met the snake people who love to wear snakes, and they gave us a horrible afflicted child to take away to our civilized lands.
That's
Yeah, we-
basically
Oh,
it.
And we
accurate.
fought some meanies. They tried to kidnap me.
Oh, the crabs. Okay.
The mean locks,
Yeah,
yes.
we caught a very bad case of crabs.
They tried to take me away and give me racial adjustment levels and things.
Something like that. And in the process of fighting them off and rescuing Filsticker, you all saw Spilkter temporarily transform into his true form and try and claw at the creature.
But it was okay. That happened before. They don't.
They might decide to care later. I don't know. It's something that I would care about if I were them. But there you
I'm
have
back.
it.
Sorry about that.
Look, with all the weird stuff that has gone on with Phil Sticker, this isn't surprising.
All right.
The court's got my back on this one.
All right. Well, it is a clear day. In the swamp. You have mapped the hex you are in. You are there where you are on the map. What is the plan? What is the plan for today? Also, yes, I think they only were briefly mentioned in your recap, but you do have a swamp child with you now. Drip,
Mm-hmm.
who has a superhuman sense of smell, which was kind of a lame role for his first mutation, but there you have it.
Is the mutation, like, whatever you're using for it, is it from Fever Swamp?
Yes,
Or... Oh, cool.
he is a level 1 transfiguration host.
That is all of his class features. What a shame.
Yes, all of his class features are that he has an incredible sense of smell, and he gains a new random bullshit power up every time he levels up.
Does he have any like weapon proficiencies from like being from the something snake something that we didn't write down on the map?
Yeah, probably. He's probably proficient with
Like
with
blowguns.
like
If they, like, collect the snake venom and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, with like blowguns, and he's got a pet snake with him, and he's probably proficient in spear and things. I don't know.
That Snake City is south of there.
Hold on. It's not. I actually named the token. It just doesn't show up because it's on the name. Doesn't show up because it's on the map layer. Okay, Snake City is now upside down. That's fine. So yes, yeah, he's not a warrior. Don't expect him to be like helping you fight monsters. He is a 10-year-old boy.
Well, I'm mostly concerned with his ability to like not get mugged by a halfling or something.
He has very little ability in that respect, and it's gonna be a hard few years until he turns into a horrible monster, and then it's gonna be a harder few years because he'll be a horrible monster. There's not a great return on the Transfiguration hosts, I have a feeling.
Why exactly is he acting as a host for a horrible creature of doom?
Because the church said so, and we can't do anything about that. He's already got it. We can't get it in. So, and he wants to do it now. So,
So, like, what happens when
Well,
the-
Mama
he's
did
host-
tell you that she could probably,
yeah, but then we
remove.
swore an oath not to deal with that.
And we killed all the mean locks, so it'd be the point of visiting her.
Yes.
But if you mean what happens to them afterwards, no one really knows. The myth is that they transubstantiate into the swamp in some meaningful way on their return after coming through and teaching night courses for a couple of months at Piper's Tongue Village to help them out. It seems to be just an extremely elaborate and terrible way to recruit teachers.
But
What God told them.
the thing is, if they're monstrous, like
Well, the kids will pay attention.
no,
They don't lose their mind. Their mind only expands with new experiences.
Yeah, they only look monstrous.
Yes. They'll gain things like, the ability to vomit acid on command or grow horrible bat wings. Or
Could be useful in arts and crafts, or
Really, they sound like a pretty standard D&D character.
only one that you play, but yes.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that Lucas endorses this ritual or behavior, but he's not thinking it's something he can do anything about at this stage. Like, if he's all like, listen, kid, we're going to the hag, and she's going to do magic on you. In his mind,
gonna
he's
have
not
to eat her
necessarily
kids.
making things better.
Yeah. First of all, like if you said we're taking you to the hag, and she's gonna do, she's gonna make you better, then I think he's gonna think, oh no, I'm gonna be eaten by a hag. I gotta get out of here. These guys aren't our friends at all.
Oh, right, I forgot to have Felstiger ever whisper to the boy that you can't trust Lucas. He's a filthy imperialist.
He's a very tidy imperialist. But
He'll build a colony right on the top of your head.
Well, somebody
probably
tried to
true.
build. Yeah. Somebody did try to build a colony in the swamp. There is the failed settlement somewhere over here.
and if you count the Lost Monastery, up to 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when that failed, they just built one like directly next to the swamp, so it shows how dedicated they are to colonizing.
Yes. One way or another, this swamp will be tamed. Or it'll, keep resisting, probably.
Well, we're
They'll
gonna
just get bigger and bigger from all the corpses.
Well, we're gonna see if it manages to stop us from entering this hex and producing a map.
All right. So you're going to need somebody to navigate, and you're going to need somebody to forage, I assume.
Right? It's sunny, so it looks like Silas is navigating and Lucas is fishing.
That sounds good. All right. Let's see. Oh, good. Very good. We're off to a good start today.
And how much water is it again?
A D4 plus your
1d4
wisdom.
plus-
4 food and 1 more I can see.
Okay. Anyway, so yes. As you are making your way out into this uncharted territory, um, um, Silas, you see up ahead of the party, resting on the shore, um, three three large crocodiles, but they appear to just be resting in the sun.
All right, and they're normal, mundane living crocodiles, not the undead kind.
Right.
All right, good. Then they're not a threat, hopefully. And he just leans over to tell Bort to watch out for those.
As you lean over to look at Bort, I'm gonna need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God, no! I forgot about this. Ugh, I've seen this happen like 2 or 3 times now.
Mm, what did you roll?
Into the water. Yeah, I rolled a 6.
Yes. All right. So as you are as you look over, you open your mouth to speak to Bort. As your eyes like cross over the surface of the water, you see the face of a beautiful elven maiden under the surface, and she beckons to you, and without even getting the word out of your mouth, Silas falls into the water and into her arms.
Congratulations, Silas.
Yeah, he met one of Rania's characters. But yeah, I mean he's probably thinking finally my chance last time was stolen from me by the others.
Yes. So everyone else, you have just witnessed Silas walk right off his canoe, face first into the water with a splash. I think that this is a time for initiative. Or I clear it. Just cleared.
Let me remember to pick my character first.
I jump up and kill Silas with a deft sudden strike, saving his life.
That is exactly not how that works. Last I checked.
That right, I use Eldritch Blasts, I'm sorry.
Silas has 40 hit points, so I don't know how many Eldritch Blasts you would need, but it would be more than 1, I'm pretty sure. Like maybe 5 with max damage.
Yeah.
You would eventually kill Silas one day.
Oh, 4 with max damage.
Let's see.
Pretend that fiction occurred in the GURPS version of this game that we're playing in the other universe, where GURPS is extremely mainstream and
No, it's
weirdos that like D&D.
It's just the one with KSB actually likes GURPS instead of pretending to for you and Kelvin.
Yeah.
But I do actually like GURPS. I love GURPS. GURPS is the best.
You sound so genuine. When are you gonna do the sudden conversion of Fever Swamp into a GURPS game? Come on. As soon as you need to make up an NPC wizard off the top of your head.
I mean, that would be reasonable, yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't a fan of having to stack 6 different modifiers to attack someone who was 7 steps away from me. Maybe
It's a privilege to stack those modifiers, damn it. Making up an NPC wizard's way easier, though. He's like, okay, what's he do? He's a fire guy. Okay, I know. At least in general. No one's gonna be able to tell me he can't cast that spell at this level. Easy.
It'll get easier though, I think, and that's a major advantage of playing it play by post with a game that has like a lot of fiddly modifiers. It doesn't slow it down at the table. Even though with, I mean, obviously like KSV and Sala and Bryce and everything know it so well that, or maybe not Bryce, but the other two of them know it so
Maybe
well.
not me either.
This KSV at least knows it so well that he can help the others and not have it slow down with every turn and every combat. So
And Calvin knows it pretty well.
I still find it weird. that
And Sala
someone-
at least tends to know what his character needs to know pretty well.
And I own
Most
the
of
book.
the time.
in any case, who are we actually waiting for did we get
What did you
everything?
start to say, Slag? I want to hear what Slag started.
I just find it annoying that the range modifiers are so crippling.
Well, aiming is important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's
still,
assuming that
like-
you're taking longer to aim. Like in older editions, I think we had the snapshot thing instead of whatever we have now, where we just.
Well, Snapshot actually made it worse to not aim, but
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, it was there because it was assuming that you would, aim, and it still is assuming that you need to aim, but
oh
you
yeah,
don't
and
to.
and if you're using like like an accurate weapon, then that will really tear through those range penalties. Because if you're like a handgun's gonna have like AC an accuracy of like 4, and like a rifle's gonna have like even higher than that, and that's gonna just we had the problem in the sci-fi game I ran in 3rd edition GURPS, where it's like, okay, so I took a turn to aim, so now I have +10. So, I crit on any roll that isn't an automatic failure, and now they're dead.
Yeah, which was kind of like that was a bad accuracy implementation at the time.
Yeah.
It really should just be like, that's how much you can build up or something.
Which is why we house ruled how accuracy worked in that game. So that it only neutralized penalties and didn't give you a net bonus. But anyway, that's a different game that isn't Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, which is what we are actually playing right now. For now. So, okay. Silas, you are under the water. You are beguiled. And you are grappled. What do you do?
It's, embrace my new life underwater.
A wise decision. Phil Sticker, it's your turn, and Silas is embracing death.
I guess I'm happy
somewhat
for him.
literally.
Yeah. Do I get a wisdom save at the end of each term to stop it? or-
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Okay, cool. I thought that was how it worked. Let
Good
me do
question.
that.
I'm missing hit points still. Did I get hurt since we rested at the village, or?
Yeah, you got like clawed and
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
paralyzed.
that happened after we left. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good. I'm glad that happened.
Okay, so you realize after spending 6 seconds floating here in your new watery watery embrace that you probably don't actually want to be here. You might want to consider
mean,
doing something about that on a
Silas
future
has
turn.
had that feeling for months now, so
Yes. So now, Filsticker, it is our turn.
All right. Filsticker will cast a magic.
All right.
Yeah, I'll put a 20-foot cube approximately. How many of those beautiful ladies can I fit inside of a cube, along with Bort, I guess, inside?
Looks like all of them.
All right, they get cubed.
Okay.
Yes.
what key? Oh, fairy fire. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does that mean we also get very fired?
Yes.
So
Oh,
that's
boy.
dex saves from all of you.
Oh, right. Yes.
I assume 17 is more than Filsticker spell save DC.
Yes. Spell save DC is 13.
Wow.
Okay, so Filsticker throws some sparklies in the air, and they they land all over the water and the boat, and somehow miraculously miss all characters involved.
What color were they? Just for reference.
Fuchsia, like the cube I drew.
Mm.
Well, at least they won't have any problems hitting the boat.
Yes. Yes. So the ghost that is still embracing Silas drags him through the water deeper down.
Well, it was good to have Silas while he was here.
And the others swarm about the boat and trying to catch glimpses, trying to catch the eye of the rest of you, or of others of you. So I need wisdom saves from Bort, Kildrak, and Ixa.
Am I wise enough?
You probably are. I don't think Bort is.
Ixa definitely isn't.
Yes. Yes. So, Bort, you are. You are. This isn't actually a very difficult effect to resist. So Bort, you do manage, but Ixa, leaps in to join his new ghost wife in the water with a splash. And
Oh no.
yes, and that brings us to Lucas's turn.
Alright, Lucas will fire a firebolt at Ixa's ghost wife.
Okay. I'm afraid that they have a 13 AC, so 12
Fair
is a
enough.
miss. Ixa, you need to roll wisdom to see if you've realized that that she's just not that into you. You don't think she loves you at all. She just wants you for your meat. To feed to those crocodiles.
Of course. But do I get to act, or does that just mean I just managed to shrug it off?
Yeah, that was you. You basically spend your turn shaking off the effect. You were still grappled
Okay.
by her though. Kildrak.
Can they hear me?
The ones underwater? I don't think so.
Which ones are underwater? The two holding?
Yeah, Silas and Ixa.
Damn.
Oh, you meant or were you talking about the ghosts?
Yeah, the ghosts.
They're all underwater.
Damn it. I suppose that I'll try to hit the one next to me with my axe. I know that I should save Silas, but
Okay.
won't help us if I promptly get a ghost wife.
No, he's super tough. He can hold his breath forever, so it'll be
Cool.
fine, I'm sure.
Awesome.
Until the crocodile comes to eat him, then
Hey.
not so good.
Okay, that is
Yeah.
definitely a hit.
Playing splashy with the ghost.
Okay. So, remind me, your axe is it's not a magical weapon or anything like that,
No,
right?
it's not. I don't believe.
All right. Then I need to.
You gotta beat her with your flute.
I probably should. Yeah.
Okay, so you did happen to do enough damage though that you bring your axe down and you cleave through the ghostly image, and as the water splashes about, and the ripples start to go away, she has disappeared from the water. You have smashed
My
her.
wife better have more meat on her bones than you, ghost.
If you know what I mean.
So, Bort, what you got?
Borscht. Have the crocodiles? Do the crocodiles seem interested in these developments?
Very. They're not actually on the map yet. But they're going to use their turn to appear upon the map. I just went ahead and pulled out some. These are minis. These. Imagine these are minis are on my side of the board, but not yet on the map.
Right. So I'm guessing they're out of range.
Yeah,
then.
they're not going to attack on this turn. This turn they're going to move and like appear within the area. And then their next turn, they'll be able to move and attack.
Right. So I can't preemptive strike them.
No. Well, I mean, you could with your crossbow.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Shoot them with my crossbow. Make them realize that this is a horrible idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're about 60 feet away, so that's doable.
Alright. And then I will shoot one with my crossbow. That is a hit. And that is a fuck ton of damage.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good hit. I don't think that's enough to kill one outright, but yeah, I gotta switch over to crocodiles. Yeah, average 19 hit points, but yeah.
I mean, it could roll really low.
Let's see. Rolling. Plus what? Anti-kill. Okay. Okay. So Bort, shot a big one. Filling in all their hit points right now, in case it becomes relevant. And you did 13 damage. It's a big hit. So yeah, Bort, your crossbow bolt strikes one of the crocs in the shoulder and digs in deep. It's fairly messed up.
Ooh, food. Oh no.
Pain. So Silas, oh no, it's Croc's turn. Croc's turn.
I need to eat food to refill this hole.
Yes. So the other three Crocs, come off of the shore, and they move into range. Let's see. Yeah.
And then there's that one that's just like, I don't feel so hungry right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the other one, the one that Bort shot, it kind of like thrashes itself about in surprise at the sudden stabbing pain, and it swims in a different direction. It's gonna bug out.
This is no longer worth it.
Mm-hmm. It thought it was gonna get an easy meal from the drowning spirits, but no. It's okay, Silas. It's your turn. You are grappled by a ghost.
Yes, so not realizing his predicament, Silas tries to untangle himself from the ethereal figure who's pulling him down into the depths. Or not
Alright.
really depths, because it's a swamp, so like 6 feet under, I guess.
Mhm.
But still.
You must roll athletics and beat a 16. Escape its crushing grasp.
Alright, cool. Let's see then. No.
It continues holding you tightly under the water.
Yep, just can't do it. I'll look up how drowning works. Well, it's not my turn.
Yes, thank you. I'm pretty sure that you can hold your breath for like a number of rounds equal to your Constitution modifier, or your full Constitution if you have like a chance to hold your breath first. But I'm not certain, so look that up. Filsticker.
Okay. Oh no, that ghost is getting Ixa right next to me. I'll shoot her with a beam of swamp.
But don't look at her. Will you do it?
Oh, it's fine. Filsticker looks right at her while he does it.
Okay,
Okay.
you hit.
My eyes were drawn to her, and that made it easier to.
The last thing you say keeps getting cut off. So.
Oh, probably because I'm letting go of the button or something.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
I said my eyes were just drawn to her, and that made it easier to hit.
And also easier to destroy her. Ixa, your beautiful, perfect swamp wife, who was using you for your body, evaporates at a cloud of eldritch swampergy.
I'm sorry.
This is fine.
Let's see. Ixa, roll athletics. Or acrobatics if it's better.
Okay, 1 second.
All right. Ixa, another ghost comes over trying to grapple you, but you manage to fight it off. Lucas, it's your turn.
Does Lucas have a shot at that ghost?
It's gonna have partial cover.
He
But-
should probably shoot a croc instead.
And she's already into Ixon.
He'll shoot a croc.
Okay.
Or not.
Not with a 9. Ixa,
All right.
there's a
We
ghost
have
in
not.
front of you, and crocs are coming.
Yeah, we have not had a short rest since the last fight, have we?
You've had a short rest, but not a long rest.
Oh, okay. Well, that's actually enough to refresh Channel Divinity then, which is good enough. Okay. I am assuming that the ghosts are undead. So I can use Channel Divinity to make any undead within 30 feet of me have to make a wisdom save, and if it fails, its turn for 1 minute.
Okay.
So
are you going to do that?
I am debating that. There's only 2 left, and I'm assuming if the one that's holding Silas is turned, it does not let go. It just like flees with him, right? Probably.
Maybe? I'm not sure what the exact effects of the turned condition are. But unless it says it drops whatever it's holding or something, I guess it would probably try and drag Silas away with it, since it isn't afraid of Silas. But that would just be my guess.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was guessing too. It sucks because it's bright out, right? So it says at disadvantage to attack anything.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well, you know what? Not that bright under the water.
it's a good point.
It's also like underwater.
It's also true.
Yeah, does attacking while underwater give disadvantage? I feel like it probably should.
I should have been giving you disadvantage for fighting in the water, the entire time, but it's kind of like almost 30 sessions too late for that.
We are all native swamp people now.
Yes. So no disadvantage for being in the water.
Okay, in that case, I guess she'll just attack the ghost that's next to her.
Okay.
1 second.
All right. Damage, please. All right. Does not have enough possible hit points to survive that.
Excellent.
Oh wait, it would have because your weapon is non-magical right now. Oh well. You slew it anyway. And yeah, Ixtus dabs her sword through the ghost's body, and it dissipates like the others. Kildrack, it's your turn. Oh wait, Ixa, do you want to move? You still have your movement.
Getting back in the boat sounds like a good idea. So she will do that.
Okay. It's a very good idea, so you don't get dog-piled by crocodiles. Kildrack,
Yeah,
what do you got?
exactly.
How reasonable of a shot do I have at the ghost fucking with Silas?
It's
I'm thinking-
underneath Silas, so it's gonna
Oh,
have
it's
partial
under?
cover.
Okay.
Yeah, because he fell on top of it, and it embraced him and is pulling him down. So
Silas can hold his breath for like
ever.
forever. So, sorry, I'm gonna deal with the crocs. Good luck.
It depends, because I'm not sure, because holding your breath when you have time to prepare is different from how long you can last before you start suffocating if you weren't ready, I guess. So it
Mhm.
depends on
Remember, D&D 5 is a game of heroic fantasy. They don't assume that you're going to scream falling into the water and immediately be out of breath. They're assuming that you're going to be riding on the back of the megalodon as it dives deep into the Atlantic Ocean and you're stabbing it.
Right, but in this case, he was charmed by a drowning spirit, and entered.
Yeah, give her a chance to drown the guy.
Yes. I don't think he held his breath appropriately. He didn't before he hit the water.
Unless he was gasping in wonder at her beauty.
Well, I mean, it's a monster attack. You can
Mhm.
work it however you need it to, right?
Yeah.
So
So
you could actually just have it do bludgeoning damage each round that he fails. Assume he starts completely out, kind of deal. It's just normally rules is written. There's not a thing for that.
well, there kinda is, because if Khan posted it in the the chat, the Discord chat. We have a creature. We have how long a creature can hold its breath, and then we have when a creature runs out of breath or is choking. I would say that being suddenly submerged without a chance to hold your breath would be, or is choking.
Okay.
I would be okay with that, even if it means that I only have one more round.
Okay, given that.
Yeah.
I guess I'll try chucking a javelin at it. I hope I don't roll a 1.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't seem to have inspiration, so. Okay. Yay!
Very nice.
Not enough?
And
Or...
it is. You needed 6 damage to kill it outright, and you
Cool.
did. So, Silas, as you are struggling against the might of this spirit, and as things are starting to get dark, it suddenly poofs, and there's a javelin floating in the water next to you.
That's your new wife.
And Bort.
I'm gonna reload and shoot another croc. Hopefully deter it as well.
Okay.
And that's a crit fail.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that does anything special or if I just
There's no
miss.
such thing as crit fails.
Well,
Unless your friend is being used as partial cover. Just because there has to be a chance for that, I insist.
right. Well,
But there are no crit fails. So that's just an automatic failure. Also, it has more than 6 AC, so it's a failure regardless.
right.
All right. It's the Croc's turn. How many limbs does Silas need?
I would like to have all of them if I could.
Well, we'll have to see about that. The crocodiles kind of they have some invested interest in those limbs as well. At least you're not being grappled now. A +4 to hit. Okay. So,
I don't need to tell you that all of those hit, of course.
yes.
Man, now we're gonna have to get a new barbarian.
Where are you gonna?
Oh yeah, because I'm not playing a barbarian again, so I don't know. Maybe I would do a ranger next time if he just gets utterly torn to shreds in a moment here.
Okay, so the first one's a crit. That's that. And the other two are normal damage. Alright. So that is 14, 18.
Yeah, I'm down to 13. So I think it was 37 or 27.
Alright, yeah. And you are grappled 3 times.
Oh.
This keeps happening to Silas.
And it is your
Not
turn.
for much longer. He's gonna try and break away. I don't know if he can do that from more than one grapple at a time. I would hope so, but
You can, but they're gonna all 3 get a chance to hold you.
all right, fair.
So I'll just-
Okay. Yeah, just Silas starts thrashing in the water, trying to pull himself away desperately. And let's see if I can actually accomplish that.
So you need to beat a 20 from their rolls.
Oh yeah, use inspiration.
I don't have it anyway.
All right. So Silas, I believe Silas goes unconscious now from being underwater for this many rounds.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Silas goes to 0 hit points and is dying and has 3 crocodiles on his limbs.
2. He did break from 1, I think. Unless that just doesn't count.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. He did break from 1. So he's got two crocodiles.
Well, at least that's something, Silas.
So, Filsticker, Silas is dying.
Oh, fuck.
If you don't get at least one of those crocs off of him... Oh, okay. Silas is almost certainly going to die, except that I know Kildrak's going to do healing words, so it doesn't really matter. But...
Yeah.
The principle of the matter.
Or heroism. Oh. I'll try that again. Or heroism.
Yes. So Filsker hops off his boat because, I don't know, it looks more actiony.
Okay.
As he,
Spilker goes, "Ah, what are you doing, boss? We're gonna get eaten by crocs. I don't want to get eaten."
He throws Splicter back onto the boat. Hopefully that doesn't take an action. Filsker hexes that nearest crocodile to him
Okay.
to hopefully kill it a bit better.
Okay.
It
It's hex.
has disadvantage on ability checks to, crap, I don't know, strength?
Acrobatics or strength or whatever. Because that's
Yeah.
involved in grappling.
Yeah, strength. It has a disadvantage on rolls to strength. And, an Eldritch Blast. I'll use the inspiration here to hopefully kill one of them immediately. Yeah.
Fishing for a crit then?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm afraid that does not hit. An 11 does not hit. Lucas, what you got?
Nothing really. Just gonna shoot a crossbow. Lucas does not know any spell to help someone escape an underwater grapple. If they were on land, yes, but the spell does not work underwater, so this is what he's got.
Alright then.
Well, Earthen Grasp doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, back when I
Aqueous
first got
grasp.
it, we asked for a ruling if it could be used to grasp up from the surface of this, like from the bottom of the swamp, and there was a ruling that no, it couldn't. So
Hmm. So this is entirely KSP's fault that Silas is gonna die. I see.
I don't remember that ruling, but Lucas has brought, or Retromach has brought it up many times, so I must have said it.
You can
Yeah,
go
that's
listen to the recordings.
Yes. But, okay, so, well, 4 damage. That certainly does wound one of the crocs. Assuming the closest one. Ixa, Silas could really use a hero right now.
A better one than me, unfortunately. I don't think I have really anything I can do to help except stab a croc, and the odds of that actually connecting and being meaningful are vanishingly small.
Sure.
Waste
Can
your
you-
inspiration.
You
Can
could
you sorry. Can you slap any healing on him so that I can try to use my bardic murder slicing stuff?
I do have 20 points of lay hands left, but since he's dying already from drowning, that doesn't help very much, right?
It will put him at 1 hit point. He will be conscious again, and he won't die on the crocodile's turn, because right now he's gonna die if he gets to the crocodile's turn.
Yeah.
Because two of them
I'm truly just-
two of them are gonna tear his limbs off, and then the third, and then he'll be dead.
I was truly just thinking just enough to get him conscious so that won't happen immediately. Because basically I can potentially use slashing flourish, which lets me hit two targets in one go.
Oh wait, damn it! No, you're right. Telgan was right. Because he can't regain hit points or be stabilized until he can breathe again.
Well,
So what actually someone needs to do is yank him free of the crocodiles.
I can try that. I'm probably, other than Bort. Well, Bort, what's Slag? What's your strength? So I assume that's going to be the challenge.
It'll be an athletics roll, yes.
Oh, athletics. Okay.
Mhm.
Then I'm probably the best to do that.
I have +4 with athletics.
I've got 7 athletics.
Okay, that's much better. Alright.
It's actually one of my chosen skills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If Ixa wanted to try to grab him, what would that even look like? Like, could she make an athletics roll to attempt that this turn? To break him free of the crocs?
Hmm?
Can she roll to help with that right now? With the
You'd have to
athletics?
move to somewhere where you can reach him.
Assuming she did that, though, yes.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm guessing you can't tell me the DC before I try it.
I'll tell you what it'll be. It'll be an opposed roll against the crocodiles. Strength
And they're pretty
roll.
good at this.
Not you. You've seen their strength rolls up above.
Yeah.
I rolled in front of you. You know what their modifiers are.
Yeah. Actually, not as good as hers for athletics, if that's what it comes to, but.
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to have inspiration?
I do not.
Ah, damn.
I also have no spells that are helpful here. So, I guess that's what she'll try to do then. She can get here on the canoe, I'm assuming. I don't know if that's close enough to help to grab Silas or not, or if there's actually enough space where I just stuck her.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So just roll athletics now.
Well, you broke the grapple from one of them.
That's better.
It increases kill. So yeah, Kildrak, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna do much the same.
Okay. So you're moving to the front of your boat and gonna grab Silas. Okay.
Over in that area, try to grab him.
Okay. You need to beat an 8.
It's almost impossible for me to lose against an 8, thankfully.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Kildrak, what does it look like as you haul Silas out of the water?
I mean, I reach down and grab, just sort of whatever I can grab on him, and I think that, like, as I do so, the croc that still has hold of him tries to snap him back, so I just, like, whack him on the face. And it doesn't hurt him, it just surprises it enough.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And
You-
then sort of
you-
just drag him out.
Yeah. So you pull Silas into the boat. He's still dying,
Right.
but you have possibly saved his life.
Yeah, I like how you'd stop yourself from saying you've saved him.
Yeah. Well, you have prolonged his existence.
A little bit. You didn't
Um,
lose any limbs.
yeah.
Celebrate or something.
Bort, what you got?
I've got a maul.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to beat some crocodile heads in.
Okay.
Hopefully. Does a 14 hit?
Yes.
Good.
11.
I do-
So which one were you hitting? Just the
I was-
one right there in front of you?
Yeah, this one.
Okay. All right. You
It
give it a
just
good
beat me
whacking, but
back.
that one's also pretty large. It rolled pretty well on its hit points.
And I'm going to use second action surge.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to maul it some more.
All right. Do it.
25 definitely hits.
Yeah.
And another 9.
Okay.
It just gets 2 swift whaps to the back of its spine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now it's the Croc's turn. The Croc's meal has left the building, and 2 of them have been wounded. So I'm gonna roll morale for them. If I roll
You
above,
can do it, crocodiles. I believe in you.
if I roll above I'm gonna roll a d12. If I roll 6 or higher, they're gonna back off. Okay. So the crocodiles have decided that this easy meal has become a much more difficult, hard meal that they want nothing to do with. They drop deeper into the water, and they're going to scatter about and leave the area. And if you are going to all let them go, then we can exit. Initiative.
Yeah, I think we are.
Okay.
Kildrak has no particular desire to lose another leg.
All right. So, Kildrak, do you have healing on your person that you are willing to use on Silas immediately?
Yeah, I've got healing word. I don't think I've got any items.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got healing word, and I'll use that.
Okay. Then we don't need to see it. Then if you're going to cast that immediately, then there's no need for the Silas would have to make 1 death check, but 1 death check can't kill him. So go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I marked it
Shadow
down.
something later.
I mean, I don't know what the word would be, but I figure he just like says a really loud word, and Silas's wounds start to patch up.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a comforting word.
I don't remember if it like.
It's the dwarven
1d4?
word for suck it up, you pansy.
Yes, it's that. So it's 1d4 plus spellcasting modifier. So that's d4 plus.
Charisma for a bard?
Yes.
I
Yeah, I'm just checking to see what mine is actually at. 4. Hey, you got 8 HP.
Yay.
Yes. Just-
Before we spend any more spells on that, we should consider potions.
No, for sure. This was just like immediate.
Right. How are
'Cause-
people looking at point wise?
Well, I'm at 8 out of 40. I think everyone else is fine, but
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, definitely give Silas the potion.
I'll give them to you one at a time, but it sounds like you're getting both.
I'm thinking so, yes. And Silas rises from his wet and bloodied state once again and thanks Killtrack. But yeah, how much was the potion for?
13 and then 8.
Oh wow, you like pre-rolled the amount they give back?
He just rolled them here in the.
Oh, there. All right, I missed that. All right, cool. All right, back up to 29. So that's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So at this point, Drip says, "Wow, that was that was close. Yeah, those drowning spirit ladies. They can't. They have to make eye contact with you, and they can't come up out of the surface. So if you know they're in the area, you just gotta look up, and you'll be fine." But you already know.
Unfortunately, Drip, it's not always feasible to never look down.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you just have to learn that they don't really love you. It's not a big deal. But falling in love with every stick or piece of wood or muddy rock you see. Filsticker says as he sees a bird flying past and he feels a flutter in his heart and he kills
And he kills what?
the flutter within his heart.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he killed the bird or the flutter.
He wouldn't be able to stand to.
But okay. So with the crocodiles driven off and the drowning spirits vanquished, you continue along your route until nightfall. And you may begin a short rest. Do you have any short resting to do?
Yep, as always. I will recover the big healing potion tonight.
Oh yeah, I was in the water anyway.
Being in the water only triggers one if you're also under half hit point.
Oh, and I'll rebuild the other healing potion, but it's going to cost me a slot.
Okay.
Did you remember the my whatever it is plus something?
Doesn't look like they did.
No, but I didn't need it.
Okay,
'Cause
well,
I-
it's there for anyone
Cool.
else who wants it.
Um. So, okay, Filsticker, you made your con save, so it's fine.
Fires.
You avoided horrible swelling.
My mighty goblin cells ate all of it.
Yes. Cool. So, yeah. You rest for the night. The next day comes. Weather's clear again. Your plan to map today?
Yes, yes, we do. But with clear weather, we're going to need Silas on fishing. We handle warning shenanigans.
All right, cool. I can do that.
Okay.
No, apparently not, actually. He's still messed up from his experience.
Mm-hmm.
Although he doesn't let it show. He just calmly sits there with a fishing pole in the water all day and doesn't catch anything.
I think I saw a bite.
As you make fun of his
Silas.
new crocodile scars. Go ahead.
The trembling of Silas's hand is transmitted through the fishing pole and scares all the fish away.
Something like that. Then let's see if Lucas can actually make progress.
Well, I think we normally have an encounter first.
Yes.
Fortunately.
I was just trying to see it, but I couldn't seem to find it in my notes. Kildrak, do you remember the name of your friend with the fighting ring?
Oh,
Clink.
let's see if I have it written down. Okay, I've got that. I might have it in some other notes that I took down. I have his first name.
Okay, that's probably all I gave you.
Yeah, I think so. It's Odo. O-D-O.
Odo, that's right. How could I forget Odo?
Probably because it was like 20 sessions ago.
Yeah, probably. So, about so Silas is fishing, and you're not catching any fish, and in the distance you hear the sound of splashing water, and men shouting in Nilfenbergian accents. No, get the tail under. Get it on the. You idiots! Let me show you how it's done, and so on.
Good afternoon, Lucas will call out.
There's more shouting and splashing, and then the splashing stops, and who's out there?
Lucas Dietrichstein, the Imperial Cartographer Society, Nilfenberg.
And at this point, you're getting a little closer, and you're like coming around, and you see like some between some trees. There's a raft, and on there is Odo and a few other men, and they have like a couple of rafts between them, between the few of them, and they have captured some crocodiles, and chained them up. and he waves. He's like, "Oh, hey, nice seeing a friendly face out here."
Likewise. For export, I assume, Lucas will say, motioning to the crocodile.
Yeah. I figure that these things are pretty, they're common in the swamp, but you don't see them up in Nilfenberg. I'm thinking that I might be able to export them to sell it to a circus or something.
I'm sure there's a few moats that could benefit from them.
And some people say they do actually live in the sewers beneath Nilfenberg.
I've heard the same.
Order of them.
Well, it can't be fouler than the swamp.
Few things are. But so how goes the map making?
Slower than I'd like, unfortunately, but we're making some progress.
I see. Well, I wish you luck. It's been pretty uneventful out this way. No sign of undead for around here for a few days.
If I wanted to hire you gentlemen to for something, what would your fee be? You see, you know the refugees that arrived in Clink?
Of course.
Well, I think you and I both know they don't really belong there, and we found a village in the south that would be willing to accommodate them, but someone would need to see to taking them there, and unfortunately our expedition takes us elsewhere for the foreseeable future.
So like you want to transport like all 40 of them?
Ideally.
Oh, well, they did bring their own boats, so it's doable. I suppose you have a map to this village, yes?
Yes, we do.
Well, we'll need that. We'll need food and water adequate for the trip, for us and all of them.
Naturally, of course.
And, how many days do you expect the trip to take?
At an average pace, 4 there and 4 back. At a quick pace, you could likely do it in 2 each way.
How much?
4 there and back, or 2 if they're going quickly?
Oh, okay. Right. I don't think we can move at a quick pace with 40 kids.
No, I can certainly see to the supply side. What would your fee be?
Neither of us know, okay?
Well, with a good map, I think we could do it. He thinks to himself for a moment and weighs his options as.
Hey, Lucas, how much is the math work? map worth?
Not nearly as much as you might think.
He shrugs and says, 100 gold.
Very well. We'll be here for another day mapping, and then afterwards, if you'd like to travel with us back to Clink, we'll help you keep your crocodiles in order, and we can all arrive at the same time and plan the expedition.
All
If you
right.
prefer to go back now, that's fine by me. We can meet you there, but safer in numbers, I feel.
We're gonna do a little hunting, a little fishing, for the rest of today. We can meet back up tonight and camp, and then head back tomorrow.
Splendid. I look forward to it. Thank you.
And yeah. So they go back to their hunting and fishing. and you get back to your cartography. So give me that cartography roll.
All right. Lucas is determined to produce a map of the swamp.
I believe in you. Good thing you were determined.
Yes.
That advantage did the trick. 21 does it. So you have a map of this area. So you So yeah. So it's that night. And you're sitting around with Odo and a few of his hands around a campfire. They've got fish and other things that they've cooked. You like share some rations. They share some fish. You know, everyone eats together. No increase or no change in the amount of rations that you need to spend, but yeah. So as you're sitting around, Odo goes over to the two dwarves, and he says, and he sits down next to you guys. And he's like, he looks at Bort, and he says, you should come by the fighting pit some night. I think the crowd would like to see what you got.
Fighting pit. I didn't know there was one.
It's a pretty small scale affair most of the time when Kildrak's not drumming up a crowd for a croc match.
Man, we can do a repeat at some point if you.
I mean, we could try, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work the second time.
That's fair. The crowd does like something new.
Yeah. If you catch anything else out here, though, any of the stranger stuff, well, you let me know. I'll pay for it.
Oh no, definitely. It's just you know, some of the strange stuff is difficult, you know.
That's why I don't do it. Yeah. So I never asked you guys what brings a couple of dwarves out here in the swamp. You guys are more associated with mountains and hills and stone than muck and mud and trees.
Well, that's a lengthy tale, friend, but suffice to say that home isn't so welcoming anymore.
I hear that.
But in general, long trek, but it's a chance to maybe make some fame and fortune.
I never
Yeah.
made it home. My family was killed by a necromancer as we were migrating to another dwarf home.
Well, that's a real shame. A necromancer. Was that nearby here?
It was.
That's disturbing. I hope they don't come to Clink. Though we have enough problems with undead being in the swamp these days. You don't think that they're connected to that, do you? You don't think they're connected with all the dead walking the swamp, do you? Dwarf?
Sorry, repeat that?
You don't think your necromancer's connected with the all the undead walking the swamp these days, do you?
I wouldn't know. I was very young.
how old does Bort appear to be from a human if he was an uneducated human who didn't know that dwarves lived hundreds of years?
Late teens.
You still look pretty young to me.
I was very young.
He shrugs. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's coincidence then. Still, the swamp. I mean, you could have went anywhere in the world. Could have went to a different dwarf home, I guess. Nilfenberg, one of the cities on the coast. What brought you to the swamp?
Nothing really brought me here.
I spawned in a broom closet after a monk died.
I just never traveled far from where I lost my family. I suppose that there was some sense of safety or comfort in being in a place that I at least knew, grew up in.
I understand that. Yeah. So, you guys bringing anything good back to town this time? I know you, I've seen you guys return with, sold off, some shiny stones and piles of weapons and armor to Daniel. Find anything interesting?
Out of character, I genuinely can't remember if we have since we were last in town.
Yes, we do have a few items in the loot pile. We have a small gold bracelet worth 25 gold pieces. We have the ghost of a book that we burned but will still get XP for, that would have been worth 25 gold pieces. We have 7 Sardonyx gemstones from Koganusen, which is probably important to you, worth 50 gold pieces each. We have a wand of magic detection that Lucas is essentially pocketed, that is being kept here because we get XP for it. And we have the immovable rod, which will be very useful someday, but wasn't in that last fight. And the dust of dryness, which we could have used to sink all of our boats to keep Silas from drowning.
Okay. Anyway, so I guess Kildrak is probably slightly wiser than to just spiel off everything that we've got. So I think I'll just say, yeah, we've picked up a couple of things of interest. I think we'll be able to sell a couple of things off when we get back.
It amazes me that people like you manage to find such shiny things out in this slime-infested, godforsaken hole in the ground.
Honestly, it amazes me too. I'm not used to finding anything of value unless it's, in a mountain. But here we are. Somehow.
And he goes back to tending to the food and doles out bits of campfire cooked fish to everyone. And Kildrak and Bort, you can both take inspiration.
Cool.
And yeah. Let's see. Miasma roll. I'm sorry, Silas.
It's time.
Apparently so.
The dice are trying to kill you, it's not me. So Silas, while everyone else is partaking in this feast and enjoying the oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Silas, you were in the water and dying, and also like mauled by crocodiles. So you need you actually need a disease check for that as well. You might have 2 diseases. Okay, you don't have 2 diseases, which is good because the second disease I rolled was a much worse one.
Oh, good.
So you don't have the shit yourself to death disease, but you do. But while everyone else is eating all this scrumptious food, you find yourself unable to keep anything down and not really hungry either.
Oh god, that fucking disease.
Yeah, you've got the no appetite disease.
Are there any fucked up diseases that we haven't gotten yet?
Nobody has had coughing up blood, which is -2 to your constitution per day. You need 2 sequential saves to recover. That would kill Lucas. Like, 3 days, he's almost certainly dead.
I'm assuming Ixa could fix that with lay hands, but
Yeah, she could.
otherwise
She could.
it's-
Yeah, if you didn't have a paladin in the party, ooh, somebody getting coughing up blood. That would be really bad. Let's see what else is. Well, no one's been infected with a transfiguration worm, although I think it was Kildrak made his save against it.
It was close.
Yeah. That would have been exciting new experience for you.
That's a word for it.
And I think nobody. Quarandir had the skin moss, but you treated that. I don't think anyone's had screwworms. No, I think you have had screwworms. But you treated them with magic. Yeah. All right.
Magic is always the correct answer.
Mhm. Yeah. But like the most deadly ones are coughing up blood and the spirit sickness, because both of those, degenerate your stats until you die. Screwworms could kill you if you were at low hit points, or if you're like a level 1 character. A level 1 character could just like die to the process of trying to remove screwworms. Technically, a level 1 character could die to the process of removing an earworm if you didn't use your if you hadn't come up with ways of weakening their effects. But yeah, you've done all right with the diseases. But yes, so Silas isn't eating.
Yeah, he'll just sigh and put the food aside and maybe let someone else have it, but he's probably not gonna make a big enough deal about it to actually ask Ixa to fix it, or maybe even realize that it's a sickness and not just still feeling bad about almost dying terribly.
Again.
So,
Yeah, you won't actually start dying from it until several days because your constitution's so high. So
right, and he probably fasted anyway, and some hermit, like ascetic meditation experience in the wilderness, so he'll be fine.
Yep. All right. So morning comes. The sky remains clear. Your 2 days of travel at a normal pace from Clink, or you could be there tonight if you move quickly, which is what Odo recommends.
Is he navigating?
Don't you, he looks at you and all of your maps and is like, you don't know the way?
I can read them, or I can write them, not read them.
I'm a burning wheel character.
Sala. I mean, if he is an elf, he could do both. Too bad he made a human, though.
He can navigate, but I don't think he would be better at it than Silas.
Sounds fine. I was just curious if he was trying to volunteer when he said that.
No, he just wants to get home to his wife and shit.
So I didn't have an answer to my question. Were you guys moving?
Yes. The answer was yes.
Yes, you're gonna move at fast pace. Okay. Okay. So, give me, Bort and Silas roll perception.
Oh boy. Hopefully a 14 is enough.
I need to find the. That's okay. Go. Okay. So a 14 is not enough. Bort, call odd or even.
Odd. Fuck.
Okay, it's even. So Silas, Silas gets the attack. Which will have advantage because he doesn't, as you failed your perception checks.
Oh, see, I thought Bort would get attacked because it's like misguessed.
No, but that's what I'd want.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. Well then.
So I believe a 25 hits. Yes. All right. Make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, you succeed. So you only take 2d6 damage of additional damage. Okay. So as you are as the party is heading through under some trees, Silas reaches out to brush aside some vines and disturbs a nest of venomous snakes, which multiple of which sink fangs into Silas's arm, and you take 10 piercing damage and 8 toxic damage. There is a swarm of poisonous snakes attacking Silas now.
Well then. Yeah, no, he screams and clutches his arm. I don't want to be in the front of the boat anymore.
You're the
clear the list.
barbarian. This is supposed to happen to you.
Okay, go ahead and like roll some initiatives.
Oh dear. Well, at least my initiative isn't shit this time.
Um,
All right. So Silas, fortunately for you, you have won the initiative.
Yeah. Uh, hopefully that does some good. Um. Yeah, he grabs his bike from the bottom of the canoe and starts smacking stakes with it. Probably not even using the blade because they're, I assume, right on top of him. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, they're like all around him. Yeah, that's a hit. 9 damage. Um, all right. He crushes one of the snakes, but yes, it seems that swarms are resistant to most forms of physical damage.
Mhm. But thankfully, so is he, because he's also going to rage at the end of the turn. So
Okay. So Silas is suddenly surrounded by ghosts who are not quite sure what's going on.
Yeah, but he does that once in a while.
Yeah, it's normal.
Seems to be fine.
No. Ixa, what are you doing?
I have no idea. Okay. I don't think she can really get close enough to melee the snakes.
No.
She could throw a javelin, but this seems like a case where that's realistically not that feasible to do safely. Mechanically, it might be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was the weather like? Was it sunny?
Yeah, it's sunny again.
Great. Uh, well, I guess it can't get any worse than that. Even if they got, even if she had disadvantage for attacking into melee or however that works. So,
Mm-hmm.
yep, she will attempt to throw a javelin at a snake.
All right. Well,
Pretty
you
sure 7 misses.
Oh, right, disadvantage. Yeah. So now Ix is so you're all covered in snakes, Silas. Now Ix is throwing spears at you. This day just keeps getting worse. Bort, what do you got?
I've got Maul. It's probably not going to do so well against these though.
Okay.
oh, definitely. Imagine everything in world that there's snakes on Silas, and somebody just threw a javelin at Silas. They're not gonna hit the snakes, and now you're gonna whack them with a maul.
Yeah, I do not hit with my Maul
Should
probably,
blast it.
unless these things are really, really easy to hit.
Mm-hmm.
stop! You're making it worse.
Speaking of,
Hey, Silas, I've got him.
the snakes continue biting at Silas. Fortunately, he's a super tough barbarian guy, and avoids getting bitten.
Yeah, but on an average roll, they're gonna successfully bite him. So
Mm-hmm. Kildrak, there's some snakes in your boat.
I don't like snakes. They can go away.
Can you make them go away?
Probably not easily. It's just a bunch of small ones, right? Like normal-sized venomous snakes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm,
A medium-sized swarm of tiny beasts.
I could make them afraid of me, but I don't think that would help much.
If you can get some damage on them, I think that's probably the best way to approach this.
Yeah. The problem is, right, I don't know how to do that without potentially hurting Silas. I guess I
Make
could just
fun
like,
of him.
use- Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll just moss
Swing
him.
an axe at a snake on his arm.
I'll just mock them. Tell them that they're too slimy.
We are not slimy. We are reptiles. We have scales and are not slimy at all, unless we've been in the swamp water, I guess. But you've hurt our feelings nonetheless.
They can't
Yes.
escape the prejudice.
Take your 1d4 damage and your disadvantage.
Yes. That's the disadvantage is probably the more serious thing that you have done there, but
Hopefully so.
yes, it does
We'll see
reduce
if
their
this-
likelihood of fucking up Silas. But Lucas, it's your turn.
Gonna try to put the swarm to sleep.
You know that probably would have been a good spell to cast when Silas was being ripped apart by crocodiles.
His HP was too low.
Oh yes, I meant after
In this case, I suspect he still has more than the snake, so it's functional.
Okay.
But if the snakes have more than 22 HP, nothing happens.
Yes. Silas, how many hit points do you have?
22.
Right. The snake had 30, so Silas falls asleep.
Damn it. Oh.
I've cast a bunch of spells on Silas, too. Wait, Silas.
There really should be a although there really should be but before
Can I get you to enable all of the hit point bars then? Because I didn't realize Silas was down again. I thought we'd gotten him up to full HP.
yeah, and then he took
I thought he had 40, not 22.
Then he got snakes all over him.
Well, fair enough. I didn't realize they did that much damage. Sorry, Silas.
It's fine. I don't blame you for this.
Mhm.
If we set the boat on fire, maybe the snakes would want to get off the boat.
Now hold one moment. See, like, mechanically, yes, absolutely. This should the what I'm seeing here, it should be that it goes to, because Silas has fewer hit points than the swarm, which is mechanically speaking, one monster that's kind of a diffuse monster. But, like, within the logic of the universe, it is a swarm of singular things, which have, like, 1 or 2 hit points each.
I mean,
So,
if-
I can see an argument that maybe sleep should just, like, deal that damage as half the swarm falls
No.
asleep.
like, if mechanically.
Really,
it
what we
counts as one
needed is to
creature.
have better understanding of how much HP everyone was at. If I saw Silas's health bar and the snakes, we could have made a more educated decision.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you kind of need them. But oh well.
It's fine. I'll accept this because, like, if it mechanically counts as one creature, it's fine.
I
We
mean,
live and
there
learn,
is
except
too,
maybe
right?
we don't this time. But
All right.
Are they not asleep?
They are not because they had more hit points.
Lucas wasn't good enough.
No, I didn't realize that
He
the
wasn't
snakes
good
did
enough.
18 damage to Silas. That was a lot more than I thought they did.
Mm-hmm.
Or somewhere else along the way the numbers came up wrong, because I thought Silas had more hit points than them.
Yeah, fair enough though.
They,
I should make a point of asking everyone in the party for their hit point totals from now on at the beginning of my turn. Go on, though.
Yes. All right. So, Filsticker.
On a scale of 1 to 38, how damage do you feel?
Okay, right. Silas is asleep and dying of snake. Oh god.
On the plus side, the fact that he's asleep and the fact, but they're also disadvantaged from being mocked, so it'll just be a normal attack against him.
Right. Okay.
Unless you can wake him up before it's their turn.
Are they like small snakes or are they like big adult man snake?
It's a swarm of tiny snakes.
Could one use Mage Hand to start like throwing snakes off of them? Would that damage the swarm
I suppose.
by removing
so.
snakes from it?
I suppose so. It would do very small amounts of it would do a very small amount of damage, but pretty much, yeah.
It just seems thematically better than shooting Eldritch Blasts at Silas. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, but he's right. It might not be the most optimal thing to do. God dang.
You said they're resistant to most forms of basic damage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Like, weapons are not very effective against swarms, because, like, you bring a hammer against the swarm of snakes, you kill one of the snakes, and then the other 30 snakes bite you in the face.
What about
Alright, yeah.
why slashing though? Because you could slash many snakes. Really, you could pummel many snakes too. I think the only one that you'd have difficult with is stabbing many snakes.
Yes.
Seems odd to me.
Oh, wait, actually, I guess a better idea. Let's. Could
But I
knowledge
would-
of nature let me come up with a smell that snakes really hate that I could make Silas smell like?
That's brilliant.
Such as a mongoose or something?
Sure.
Alright.
No,
I'll make him smell like a baby chicken.
Under the pressure of coming up with something right now, Filsticker does not know an appropriate smell to make. Also, the range of prestidigitation is only 10 feet, so he would have been too far away anyway.
Oh yeah, fuck. Okay. I used my move then.
Okay, you jumped in the water? Oh right, you have the undead canoe, so you can do that.
Okay.
Well, if it's any consolation, I looked it up, and playing dead does work on snakes. They don't eat the dead.
Oh, good thing he's asleep.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Then I won't give them advantage for attacking him while he's asleep, because the swarm might not attack him with the ferocity of something going after that, because, as you have said, snakes don't eat dead things normally. However, this swarm has just been disturbed and is panic and bitey, so some of them may attempt to bite him. But also, additionally, they have disadvantage from having been called slimy and feeling bad about themselves. So they have disadvantage. Which is good, because that means they miss. Except it wasn't the snake's turn, but I was thinking about the previous encounter. Oops. Silas, you're asleep. Ixa, it's your turn.
Right, so since the boat's moved, she can get into melee to help attack the snakes directly now, right?
Yeah, she just has to run across the boats. She can do that. She's a cool action hero.
Yep. Except she's going to be at disadvantage. Sunlight?
Yeah. There's snakes somewhere over there. Right under your
Hey.
sword. Roll some damage. Alright. You kill a snake. Maybe two. Fort.
All right. I guess I will also move to the very edge of the front of Filskater's boat and very, very precariously attack with my maul.
Alright.
Try and beat some snakes to death. Maybe.
The skeletons struggle against the weight of this boat, which is now very tilted towards the front. But they hold.
This is a 10 hit.
No.
Why can't I hit?
I don't know. You got a +6, you should be able to hit things.
Yeah, I know.
So now the snakes make their attack, and they miss. And Kildrak. What do you got? What do you got?
Nothing great.
You can wake up Silas, slap him in the face.
Why should I slap him in the face and I can create an illusion of an air horn next to his...
That would work, maybe.
Also-
Or you could mock some more snakes because they're not depressed anymore.
Oh, well, they need to be depressed.
Yeah.
Ix is next to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. X is between you and them. She jumped into your boat.
Okay, so yeah, it's pretty much either air horn next to his ear or mock the snakes. I'm gonna mock the snakes and make them depressed if I can.
Okay.
Yeah,
You do.
I do.
Kinda.
Minimum damage. But hey, they are now sad.
You all look like dicks. It simultaneously discourages them and makes it sound like your penis is really weird and long and amazing.
Okay, Lucas.
So you said there's a problem with ranged attacks on these things, right? Or did I get that from Kildra?
I think people were just joking about the inherent humor in shooting ranged attacks at someone covered in snakes. I don't know if that was actually a serious issue to consider.
I haven't made an official calling on that yet. But
Seems like the kind of thing you wouldn't want to roll a 1 on.
yeah. It would definitely be if you roll a 1, you hit your friend situation. Because I know 5th edition doesn't normally do the you know, if your friend is giving cover to a thing, you know, you might hit them. It doesn't do that. But if you roll a 1, it does.
I really feel like something like an arrow or a javelin, though, since that specifically like goes into things.
Yeah.
But
And,
you know, unless you had some kind of ultra tech arrow that modulated its penetratiness as it hit the target, then your arrow would like go through the snake.
Like Mass
then you
Effect
have
before
snakes
they
stuck to your-
changed over to thermal clips. Made all of their guns less cool.
What?
Never mind. So yes, you can burn the snakes off of Silas with a firebolt if you like.
Can I though?
Apparently not. Or, well, maybe. What was their AC
Oh.
again?
With an 11, no, you can't. With an 11. So, okay. Drip says, what should I do? And it's Vilsticker's turn.
Talk to the snakes. Filsticker says as he continues trying to think of what to actually make Silas smell like.
This Drip, if you know any way to make the snakes go away, do it. Otherwise, throw rocks at them.
Oh, I've got it.
Drip looks around the boat. He looks at the water. He doesn't have any rocks.
We'll get you some rocks.
I would assume Filsticker does it this time. He's thought of it. Snakes don't like the smell of anti-snakes.
It doesn't have to be accurate, but give me a smell that isn't anti-snakes.
Mongoose.
Excuse me, Caspi, do you have a degree in biology? Sala does. He can
Yeah,
tell
I
you
got a belt.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. Who am I to
Anti-snakes
question the
engulf
biologist?
snake. They engulf the snake and cancel it out.
Of course. So yes, Silas is covered in the smell of anti-snakes, which are a real thing
Which is
according to
mongooses,
our degree holding biologist. And
So much degree.
and yes, that's what Filsticker does with his turn. Silas, you're asleep and smell of anti-snakes.
Yeah, he's gonna have some weird dreams about the sensory experiences that man was not meant to have, I guess.
Ixa, it's your
They
turn.
smell unlike a snake.
Okay.
How do kobolds interact with the smell of anti-snake? Are they fans?
It's probably unpleasant on some superficial level.
That,
Yeah,
that
better
seems
just attack
sense.
Silas.
Okay, but it's Ix's turn now.
Yes, Ixa's turn.
Alright, try to stab another snake.
You do.
It's shocking. Not very effective though.
No. Bort.
Right. I'm gonna maul some more.
Fun fact, dwarves can't smell the scent of an anti-snake.
Truly a blessing right now.
Mm,
I can't imagine they smell particularly nice.
no.
Luckily, they're the opposite of venomous.
22 hits.
Yes.
Thank God. 10 bludgeoning.
Alright.
Probably like 5.
Yeah, it's halved. So yeah. But that does put them under half their hit points. The swarm is halfway dispersed, which is good for you. Oh, wait. Maybe it's not. It's technically not. It looks like it was. How many hit points does this one start with? Okay. Well, this one's actually I typoed on the thing. Twice. Okay. Yeah, but yeah. So you've reduced the swarm to half of its hit points, which means that its ability to murder Silas is reduced. But also Silas now smells like an anti-snake, and it doesn't like anti-snakes, being a snake or being many snakes. So I'm gonna give it a morale check. For that. And if it hadn't failed that morale check, I would also give it a second morale check for being under half its hit points. The snakes, the swarm of snakes disperses. It ceases to be a swarm and instead becomes countless individual tiny snakes going in different directions. The swarm has been slain.
Long live the swarm.
Hooray! We've destroyed it. We've destroyed our enemies. We've laid waste to them. We can hear the wailing of their women and children. It sounds like
Now let's see what's left of Silas.
Yes. So, I guess somebody slapped Silas awake.
I'm sure someone did, yeah.
Silas, you wake up. You feel like your arm's been bitten by 1,000 snakes.
What happened?
You got bitten by 1,000 snakes.
Yes.
Did I pass out from their venom?
No,
Yes.
somebody casted sleep.
Yes, you did.
I'm getting conflicting answers on this, but I'm in a lot of pain right now.
Don't think
Just
about
go
it.
back to sleep. Lucas will help you.
Silas tries to find a bandage or something for his once again bleeding limbs.
You have plenty of bandages. Yes.
You're gonna become an Iron Knight character.
At this rate, yeah.
I'm haunted by my ancestors' spirits, and I'm covered in bandages.
But alright. After that close encounter with the snakes, you are able to travel the rest of the way to the village of Clink. Unsnaked. Or bothered in any way. And by nightfall, you're pulling in. Odo and the rest of and the men, they start unloading their catch, and you know, they shake hands and are happy to have traveled with you, and tell Silas to watch what he's grabbing onto next time. Ha 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 ha. Nudge nudge. You know.
You almost died.
Yeah. And they go off.
It's the fever swamp. If you can't have a sense of humor about dying, you're in the wrong fucking place.
Mm-hmm. And Drip is staying close to Lucas, but he's looking around at like the buildings that people have built here, having never been to Clink before.
Whenever he looks at something, Lucas is just going to start talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Describe like the history of why the inn leans out of the road in front, and how you make stucco, and you know why the beams are that color, and basically anything the kid seems to be paying attention to. Lucas, if he's on a timer where he has to learn so much before he dies, Lucas is murdering this child as quickly as possible. But
yeah. Don't give him too much experience too fast. If he hits level 7, he has to return to the swamp.
Luckily, I don't think the kid's gonna find enough money to hit level 7 in his lifetime.
Yes.
We'll just
Speaking
not
of-
give him any money.
we should probably figure out how much XP we get for all of this money before I spend it all on swamp people, like I'm going to,
Right.
on behalf of the party.
Let's
Whether they
just
like
do
it
the
or not.
freaking stuff all the kids in our canoes.
You're gonna
Because
need
we're
your
looking-
canoes because you're gonna be going to somewhere else. Probably, you don't know.
Well, it looks like all told, we're gonna have to pay 150 gold pieces to get those kids to Snake City, but otherwise we're gonna have a bit left over. I'd like to get some basic equipment for Drip before we send him out, like walking to like a big city on his own.
Right, like a good pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucas intends to give Drip his hat because he thinks that if Drip turns into a monster man in appearance, wearing a jaunty hat will at least get people to question if he's really a monster.
Also, he needs a cloak to hide his crazy spider legs and stuff when he gets.
He may need to buy new cloaks over time.
Mm-hmm. Especially if he grows into a 14-foot tall giant,
Right, we need to get him a lot of cloaks.
which is only one possible, transformation. It's not a guaranteed thing. There are tables. Also, that's on the higher level table, so he won't have that one.
You need to write him you need to interview him about what kind of stuff he's seen happen, and then write him a guidebook for if you mutate like this, claim to be this race. Oh, I'm a dragonborn. Oh, I'm
There are
a
no dragonborn in
sorcerer.
this setting.
Most of the answers are I'm a dragonborn. Really, I mean, I'm a sorcerer.
Yeah, that'll get him a long way.
It says always claim to be out of spells, and this is underlined a few times.
Unless you have a supernatural spell-like ability. Then it's the only spell you can have ready.
And that's all you have left.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Can you claim to be one of those?
looks like we're bringing home, including loot that we're not bringing home, but we get credit for. 50, 400 plus the value of the magic items.
Mm-hmm.
I will look that up.
I'm doing that right now. Although I don't know what their rarities are. Ooh.
All right, that I'll find the rarities if you have the cost by rarity chart out.
I do.
The wand of magic detection is uncommon.
Okay, that's going to be worth 500 XP.
We're keeping it, but okay.
Right.
So 500 XP, and
Right.
the 400
Which will be
gold, is that
divided by
400
whatever.
XP? Yeah. Is that 400 XP for the 400 gold?
Hmm?
What's the exchange rate on gold to XP?
1 to
For
1.
All right. Next up, we've got the pouch of dust of dryness.
Mm-hmm. What's the rarity on that?
That one would appear to be hard to find.
Let's see. Seas, dust, deck of any, dust. Where is the dragon scales?
There it is. Wait, no.
Dust
Yeah, it's uncommon.
Uncommon. The value it gives is a range, and I'm gonna value the dust of dryness a little less than the wand, but I'll say it's worth 250.
All right, and then the immovable rod is in that range as well.
All right, that one's definitely a 500.
So, let's see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PCs. Is Drip getting a share?
No. Drip hasn't done any didn't do any adventuring.
It's like that's 275 each.
So everyone add 275 to your XP.
That's the total we got for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's also some amount for the map. We were just.
Oh
given.
yeah. You also get map to hex today, so get another 250 for mapping a hex.
What's the experience threshold for level 5?
It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a big jump between level 4 and 5.
It's 6,500.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nowhere close to that.
Oh, another
The
thing.
game's designed such that you never actually get level 5. You just dream about it.
Well, the thing is that the XP scale reflects that the increase in requirements as well. So if we were fighting a lot of like CR 4 or 5 monsters, getting XP for them, we'd be getting a lot. But we get XP for gold in this. The amount that we get per expedition doesn't go up.
Well, it
how
should
much-
technically as we start doing more dangerous things, like maybe going into the Air Corps once.
How much actual gold did we manage to get?
Well,
275?
no, because that's before we subtract the fact that we've given away or burned a lot of that, and we are still giving away and burning it, because we need to pay 150 of that to get the kids home. The book is gone. Then we're probably looking at getting some equipment for Drip. What do we want to get for Drip?
He can have my battle axe if he wants it. I'm not exactly using it. I've literally never used it once.
Drip's eyes widen as you hand him an axe and tell him to take it, and he looks at it and he looks at you and he looks at it and he's like, "Are you sure?"
It's fine. I haven't used the thing once.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
We should also get him a little bit of other equipment. How would you guys feel about getting him, spending 35 gold from the party pot to get him a short bow and leather armor to go with that?
That'll be
Pretty
fine with
small
me.
investment, but-
I think he also should. I think he should also end up with a couple water skins, mess kit, that sort of stuff.
Right. So and we'll give him a little bit of cash for the road. So we'll spend a total of 50 gold pieces, so that he's got like 15 to spend on kit and travel money.
Seems fine to me.
All right. That means among the, are we trying to sell the potion of dryness, or are we saving that to inevitably sink all of our boats when we try to use it? It seems
Yeah,
like
it'll
it's
be
really
important to a
useful.
plan later.
Sorry, what was that?
Wait, how much is it worth? How much XP will it get us?
You get
We
the
don't get any
XP whether you sell it or not.
Oh, okay. We should
You- you
obviously
st-
keep it then.
yeah.
What are we gonna do with the money?
Probably scribe spells, replace our own supplies, which is also going to have to come out of this. Which I'm just going to get on now. Well, we debate whether we're going to try to sell the potion, the dust of awesome, but probably going to kill us. That's 19.
I'm gonna go ahead and fill up your water barrels for you.
Thank you. You can get the food ones too. I just paid for the food.
Okay.
Right. So how much money are we left with?
Each?
Yeah.
7 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper.
Yay, I'm down to 569 debt.
I know that was super disappointing, but we did get some good items out of this. Like the magic detection wand is going to come in handy.
Sorry, I
The
didn't.
powder is going to be funny.
I
The
didn't hear.
movable-
What was the gold result?
7 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper.
You did or did not include the sardonyx gems in that?
Oh, they all got sold as part of that, unfortunately.
Could I at least try a? Could we at
If
least?
one is precious to you, we can.
It's not that they're precious to me. It's that they have intrinsic value that we could milk for more money.
How do you mean?
They come from they came from the fort I was going to, one which is destroyed. If we could get them to, if we could either sell them to dwarves or at the very least convince someone else that selling them to dwarves would make them a pretty penny, then we could get more money out of them. They're worth more to dwarves basically because they come from a fort that was destroyed.
That was the result of a critical success on his stone cunning to know about them. I said that they're worth their value, but due to the history associated with them, certain buyers might pay more.
Do we think we could, like. Is that a realistic plan for us right now?
You know, we've already met 2 dwarves in the swamp. I mean, that seems like a lot. Maybe there'll be a 3rd dwarf.
Are they willing to give us a discount on their fee? Because they were being paid their fee as one of the gems.
I suppose we could give up one at least.
It does come out to being, like, we didn't have that many to begin with, unfortunately.
Mhm.
We have 7 in total. So I mean, I guess we can sell them, but you know, I was hoping to get more money out of them
Do we
because they are worth. I think they're only worth 50 gold normally, and we could theoretically get them up to double that.
Actually, if you'll allow me to, I was I'll have to pull us out of the abstraction of selling this loot for a moment, because there is actually going to be a dwarven merchant in Clink this time that you're here. Coincidentally, because of other reasons, I forgot you actually had the special dwarven gems. But when you're going to sell your loot, there is actually a dwarf. There is, completely unrelated to this, a dwarven gem merchant present in Clink.
Right. Then whoever is better at haggling, whoever's got a good persuasion.
Well, it's going to be Lucas. Lucas will talk. Actually, it's only 3. Is anyone better than 3? He's proficient, but that's not worth much at this
I've
level.
got.
I've got 5 persuasion that I'm incapable of using because I am an unpersuasive being.
I've got 5.
All right, you're up.
Right. Yeah. Let's see if we can get more money out of these, because we can get more money out of these.
Are you sure it was 7? I had a different number written down. If it was 7, then it
I
was
have
more than I thought.
I have 7 written in my personal stash, which is what I'm going off of.
7 sounds right to me.
All right. I had a different number. I will add the 150 gold to the party pot.
Right.
Plus or minus whatever the difference is there.
Right.
we'll redivide that. Get rid of your 725. That was wrong.
So, while you're like divvying up this loot, Kildrak, sees that there is a merchant's wagon and a little stall set up on the what passes for a main street in the village of Clink. Setting up out there, like sitting on the back of her wagon, there is a dwarven lady. And as soon as she sees that adventurers approaching, she hops off and straightens up her dress and smiles at Kildrak and waves and says, "Oh, hello! It's nice to see some familiar-looking faces around here."
I did not expect to run into another dwarf around. Of course, I expected even less to run into one in literally a broom closet in the swamp, so...
I'm guessing there's a story about that.
You're
Yeah.
literally the second other dwarf I've seen in my entire life, short of when I was a very young child.
Well, I'd have to say that the story is that this one was literally in a closet in a mansion in the middle of the swamp.
It was a strange time in my life, among many.
I'm not sure. Have you had times in your life that weren't strange?
No, I'm not.
Sorry. I still have my cough.
Kildrak is very sick.
The
I hear
swamp
that-
does that to every...
Yes, I hear that happens to people in the swamp.
It's, yeah. I think we have all been sick. Badly. We still... I don't think that I was actually here when we found those gems.
No, you weren't. That they were found in this. I believe they were found in the stash of the suicidal witch in the session you missed.
Okay. Is there something special about them then in regards to her specifically? I got the feeling that it was, but
They were mined. They were mined in a specific dwarven mountain home that fell to tragic and bizarre circumstances.
okay. So just dwarven gems originally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess okay, so so what are you doing here in the swamp? It's certainly not a place that you expect to run into other dwarves.
Oh well. Ladies gotta make coin to get by, you know. I imagine my story is about as strange as yours to be here all the same. But suffice it to say, I can't go home to the mountains, and since my husband died, I've got to provide for myself. So, been traveling around, buying and selling gems and stonework and dwarven artifacts, buying and selling as I go, using what I remember from growing up in the mountains.
I'm sure there is quite a story behind that, but you said that you buy and sell gems.
Oh, yes, among other things. Are you looking to buy?
Sell, perhaps.
Well, I'll certainly take a look at anything you've come across.
Well, we've found a few gems. Sorry, I don't remember what kind they but we found a few gems that we believe come from a dwarven mountain home.
Not
Hmm.
just
Maybe
any dwarven mountain home. You've heard of Kogano-san?
I have heard of them. Yes, their their fall is most regrettable.
It is where I was headed before my family was waylaid and killed.
Well, I won't say that's lucky, but perhaps better you weren't there either. At least you survived.
So I did. Nevertheless, these are gems from those doomed halls.
Well, I will be the judge of that. Let me see them.
I'll hand one of them over just so she can inspect it.
Mm-hmm.
Mountain Home was a hoax. Never existed.
Mm-hmm. So she pulls out a little like dwarven gem magnifying glass and sticks it in her eye and squints at it and looks it over and rolls her stone cunning and says, I believe you were correct. This it was sardonyx, right? It was a gem?
Yes.
Yeah. This specific cut of sardonyx was almost exclusively produced in those doomed halls. All right. I will definitely buy these from you. And then you begin to negotiate.
All that haggle.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let Kildrak roll the persuasion here.
I don't suppose I could.
Alright.
Well, I guess I can't. Can I help to try and give him advantage on this?
Sure.
All right, I will assist you.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Roll with advantage.
Holy Jesus.
Well, I'm glad you rolled with advantage because that would have been really bad.
Yeah.
Good God.
Okay. So, let's see. They have a value of how much was it?
I think it was 50 each.
50?
Yep.
Okay. Unfortunately, she says that while she admits that these might be worthwhile to the right person, as far as she knows, there aren't very many survivors of that mountain home. And she isn't quite sure who she would get around to selling these for any sort of major profit. But she does go up 10% on the value.
55.
So you get 55 for each.
All right. Well,
Alright.
we will accept that. I
Yeah,
think.
It's fun.
So the question is,
Much, but-
do we get 5? Do we get 35 more XP to split between us, or just
Yeah.
35 more gold?
Yeah, you can have the XP. Take it. Take it. Take the XP.
All right. So
It's like
this would appear to be the new gold total, and everyone can have almost 6 more experience.
Woo!
Are
Okay,
you
so
gonna call that 5 or 6?
I'll call it 6.
So that 150 you mentioned, that's on top of the 525 we already had.
The amount of money you got personally out of pocket total is the 3758 figure. The amount of
Right.
XP you got is 150 higher than what I said before. It's actually 156 higher than I said before.
Okay. Okay.
Because I don't know how that happened.
Oh, I'll take it though.
Somebody made a clerical error.
It's me out in 5.
You don't even have a
cleric.
That's right. I didn't write the right number next to the number of gems.
All right.
So-
And how much money
Somebody
did
didn't. I don't.
more?
There, you get a total of 3758. If you want to subtract 725 from that, then you're looking at 33. Oh wait, no. Yes.
Did we individually get how much more experience? 150?
The 150 would be divided.
Oh right.
Hmm.
Yes. Sorry. It's too late at night.
Yes. So 25 experience.
Okay.
And we each get 150 more.
No, you each
Sorry?
get 3758 gold total, including the 725 you got earlier.
3,758 gold.
37.58.
37 gold, 5 silver, 8 copper.
Okay. I'm sorry. I
No,
was just really
it's my bad.
confused by that.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with it today. I apologize.
All right.
Okay, I owe 532 gold.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, you're all able to rest in Clink. Long rests happen. Hit points are recovered. Diseases are overcome. At least Silas's is, I'm sure. And you're going to be here for a few days while you wait for Saint Amelia to return, right?
Yep, I imagine we're spending some of that on all of the selling we were doing, but by and
Mhm.
large, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Kildrak, the dwarf, the dwarven merchant, after you conclude your business, and as that night comes around and she's closed up, her shop and her business, and she introduces herself as Kaladi, and she tries to get to know you over over drinks.
Just real quick, how do you spell that?
I will throw it in the chat.
Okay. Oh, that shot.
One of the chats.
Yeah, A place.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we'll revisit that in a moment.
Real quick. Apparently, I forgot that I had splitting headaches.
Oh.
Don't
Don't
for
worry
all
about
of
it.
this. Okay.
Don't worry about
Okay. Sorry
it.
about
It's
that.
too late now.
Yeah.
I can't go back and undo every action you did in the combats. So
Yeah.
whatever. You miraculous.
Analyze him another way. Kill him.
A dragon swoops down and eats me.
Head first. I'll give you a headache. No, yeah, you're right, because that you got it right at the end of last session, just as we were ending. So
Yeah, and basically by now I would have made 2 saves for. I mean, I may not have made them, but I would have 2 saves for it.
yeah, don't worry about it. You miraculously recovered. It's fine. Whatever.
We invented aspirin.
Ixa could have healed you with lay of hands. It wouldn't have changed anything. But okay. A few days pass, and an official Imperial messenger arrives. He has a package, and he arrives in the general store, and he's asking for Lucas.
Okay, Lucas is probably upstairs copying maps. This is a good stretch, and he's going to want at least 1 copy on every boat heading towards Viper's Tug Village. So,
So as you're upstairs in the second floor of the general store, where the common room is, a man walks in. He's wearing a pin, which Lucas recognizes, marks him as an official Imperial messenger.
stand up and greet him.
You are Lucas Dietrichstein?
That's correct.
I have a letter and a package for you from Saint Amelia, the Truthsayer.
Well, that's quite the honor. Thank you. When was it? When were you sent? He'll say, taking the package and setting them on the desk.
Let's see. So it would be. Wait. I want to be accurate with my new unfinished map of the rest of the world. So I'm going to open that real quick in Worldographer as soon as it loads. Loading. Give it a moment. It's going. It's not done yet.
Still faster than looking through a book.
Yes. It's opening. It might not be opening. Anyway, oh, there it's going. Open in progress. Notes read.
Couldn't you have looked at the picture you sent me?
Yes, but only by changing what Discord is looking at.
Think of the viewers, Colin.
Yes. Think of the
Oh,
viewer.
I'd forgotten.
Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days at a normal pace. So he says, I rode through the night for 3 days.
Please, by all means, sit down. Have some tea. There's some soup over there. I should like to read this letter.
So he has you, I suppose, make your mark on something so that he can say he has done his job, and then he drinks a gallon of water and then falls asleep.
All right.
And there's a letter. It's written on parchment and rolled up and sealed with a unbroken wax seal, which indicates the symbol, her heraldry. And I just added the letter as a handout on Roll20.
All right.
You should all be able to read it now if you like.
Dear Lucas, I regret that I will be unable to return to Kling as promised. Word has reached me that demons have been sighted in the east, roaming the countryside and devouring farmers. The barony of Rosbach has gone silent, and the Count has requested aid. I take the threat of the corpse pile very seriously, but it has not yet left the confines of the swamp itself. But as it has not yet left the confines of the swamp itself, I must prioritize my involvement elsewhere. I wish to remain informed about the corpse pile. Should it attempt to leave the fever swamp, contact me immediately. Archmate Gerhardt, Keeper of the Third Eye, has scribed a scroll of sending, which I am sending to you along with this letter. Use it to contact me if the pile leaves or the threat is dealt with. As promised, I have questioned Gerhardt about the corpse pile and the corpse your group described, and he was able to tell me some relevant history. Archmate Gerhardt has in his possession the journal of a mage by the name of Vercho. It appears that he was actually the first to open the corpse, which he did in the year 1055, some 257 years ago, as commented. He describes walking down a set of stairs in the earth inside the skull of a giant creature. Stairs led him down the esophagus into a room filled with deadly traps. Vercho was able to avoid the traps and explore the inside of the structure. According to him, the corpse is half corpse and half tomb, being both the body of some ancient dead thing and containing something else. Vercho discovered in the left side knee of the body an object which produced a searing light. According to his descriptions, the light was strong enough to burn skin in seconds and even strike one dead in moments more. Through his means over several days, he ascertained that the light was holding some powerful source of necrotic magic at bay, sealing it within a deeper room he called the Tomb Throne. Vercho feared what might be unleashed if the seal was damaged or destroyed. He poured his fortune made from adventuring into the creation of 8 powerful cursed beings, the Iron Eight. No comment. Interesting. Using the souls and bones of 8 criminals sentenced to death for their crimes, he built them into 8 iron statues, equipped them with cursed magic weapons befitting their crimes. The Iron Eight stand in the right hand of the corpse and are tasked with destroying anyone who attempts to deactivate the searing light. I'll attach a list of the Iron Eight's names and weapons for you. I tell you all of this because it is the opinion of my dear friend Gerhardt that the corpse pile is the result of a weakening of the searing light, some crack in its seal, allowing the energy from the tomb throne room to leak out and animate the corpse pile. In order to stop the corpse pile, something must be done to repair the damage, or else the thing within the tomb throne must be destroyed completely. I believe you and your companions can accomplish this. Interesting. Lucas will comment. Primus has guided every step of your life, and as you set out on this path, I have faith that Primus will lead you to your destination. Amelia the Truthsayer, Bishop of Miltenberg. Well.
Yeah, that's a lot of information to take in. Oh,
Mhm.
cool. And the list is there.
Yes. There's a list of the Iron Eight. I just copied it, copied the image right from the Fever Swamp book. It doesn't have, it has all of their names, what their equipment is, and also the value in silver pieces, which are actually gold pieces of their weapons.
I've included a list of the value of their weapon.
That
The
wouldn't have,
divination was very thorough.
that wouldn't actually have been on the list she provided, but it was most expedient for me to just copy the entries, and those
Fair enough.
were included.
Lucas considers this alongside the information we already have. The body within itself seems to refer to the corpse, which is both tomb and corpse somehow. The fragment of purest black must be the thing contained within the light, that purest black and powerful necromantic magic. You know, a poet would put those together. take it from that which never was. That one's unclear and could refer either to some sort of property of the ward or the Urcorps that we're unaware of, or give it to that which inevitably must be, which we have no idea what that could be from the information we've been presented. But beware, awaken death at the world's peril. It seems likely that we're going to want to be careful with this. Does Lucas know anything about repairing magical wards?
I mean, he might.
I suppose he'd have to go
That would-
pull the pearl at it, won't he?
Yeah. But like repairing a magical ward seems like something he might be able to do with an Arcana check. If he was in the right place at the right time and knew what he was doing.
Right. Lucas is obviously displeased by this Iron Aid. He has a lot of negative things to say about that to himself, and about exactly why it is that anyone would do this is beyond him. Like, yes, let us empower a set of the worst people with ancient magics and assign them to guard the world's most destructive thing. That couldn't possibly go wrong.
Wizards,
I don't
no
sound
sense of right and wrong.
Literally, one of them is a traitor.
I mean, it's a bit like if we took like the Mansons, like the serial killer ones, and like put them in charge of the nuclear football.
For retro, we did. You know nothing of the United States, you foreigner.
Either way, I'm not sure we could even access the Air Corps. Every time we try to go near there, we get our asses kicked. So.
The president said using nuclear weapons is crazy, so only a crazy person should be entrusted with. Okay, I eventually thought of a joke. It wasn't a very good one, but I finally thought of one.
Either way,
Okay.
Lucas is going to share all this with Phil Sticker and ask him, will Grandfather Rot know what that which must inevitably be is?
Well, it sounds like the swamp to me.
The swamp
Yes.
already is, though.
Well, yes, but it's small. I will consult in the ways that I can, and I will get back to you.
Please do. I don't feel that we're capable, with our current information, of resolving this problem. We could attempt to repair the ward, but I'd like to uncover more first. Unfortunately, reaching Grandfather Rot would be no simple task based on the patrol route we've been seeing the corpse pile take. But we may be able to achieve something. Perhaps we can get our money back from those dwarves and go via Snake City.
Yes, that's what I wanted to do anyway. So,
Is
all right,
it-
yes, that sounds like a great idea.
I thought you wanted to go via the Katobla Pass, if anything.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that is something I wanted. No, I wanted to save money by taking the children ourselves. But
Well,
actually, well, he would be pleased if we killed the Katoba Pass.
I suppose we make that our first destination and map more of the area around the Urcorps on our way. Get a better lay of the land and discern how to even approach such a problem. And from there, hopefully your Grandfather Rot will have some more information. Otherwise, we'll simply have to attempt to access the Urcorps and hope we survive.
Well, not without a plan. If we don't have a plan, we shouldn't go in and
We will have to do something. If we cannot come up with a plan, then we will have to accept our deaths.
Well, I have some faith in my ability to repair this ward, but I would much have preferred it if I'd had more time to study Jasmine's notes first. Still, there's little for it. So just out of character, Gatsby, are we supposed to be going back to the Earth Corps right now?
You were never supposed to not go to the Earth Corps. It is my belief that if you take the information that you have and you go to the Earth Corps, you will be able to make something happen.
My only thought is that the last time we went to the Air Corps, we were attacked by what appeared to be 12 CR1 monsters. And I don't know if we can take that fight yet.
The Stiltwalkers are a concern.
Like, we just got beat up by a crocodile, more or less.
Well, yeah, but, you'll figure it out. But sure. If you go, you will have to deal with an encounter of Stiltwalkers who don't want anyone to go near the Ur Corpse.
This would be so much easier if I had third level spells. Oh well.
Alright, so we better kill the Ktobopass first.
Killing the Catoblepass won't make us strong. We need to map more hexes first.
You're always talking about mapping.
And look how far it's gotten us.
Well, we're currently standing where we started in Clank.
And we wouldn't be if we hadn't been mapping.
He's right,
Filsticker leaves the room to go put on his Ktobopass killing shoe.
What do those look like?
They're leather. He only has one pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
In order to torture you for asking that question, he goes down to Daniel and says, "Give me your best pair of Ktobopass killing shoes."
He doesn't sell goblin-sized clothing.
Do you sell children-sized clothing?
None of his clothes ever killed a Clatoblepass. You're just gonna have to do without.
He says no, because their mothers would make their own clothes for them. What tech level do you think this is? That we just sell Mickey Mouse shirts at the general store?
You don't just have a machine that makes clothing all day? You have to make it by hand?
We should have
That's
the
terrible.
We should have the Empire colonize this place so we can get like regulations that ensure clothes have to be made in goblin sizes as well.
No, then they'll just have a bunch of like children make it or whatever they do up there. I'll have to go get those goblins to make a clothing machine because I don't want to do it. I can't. That's not that I can't do it. I just don't want to do it. I swear.
All right, so I think as a party we should take like a couple of days and figure out if we want to like catch some golden chocobos before we go into the Air Corps or not.
Right.
I don't think there's a right answer to that question. Apparently, KSB does intend for us to be able to just go to the Air Corps now, which that boggles my mind. But if true, then we'll have to make that decision collectively.
Well, I'm not saying that you won't necessarily all die if you go to the Air Corps, but I mean, you know, depends on what you do. Which buttons you press, you know.
It's your decision. Make.
Yeah, honestly, I'm mostly worried about getting there, and the fact that we have no idea what half of this riddle we've been given means.
Yeah, those are important concerns, at least.
Well,
hmm.
you know where the god of the swamp is. You
Yeah,
cou-
that's Plan B.
yeah.
Would be to come up around this way, map a couple more hexes, hit the Katobla Pass, map a couple more hexes if we have capacity for it. Stop at the Village of the Faceless Ones to rest and recover. Head on over to map our way over to Grandfather Rot, and then probably cross through to be able to reach Snake City. Make sure the kids arrived okay, so that if they didn't, when we make our way back to Clink, we can murder those dwarfs.
Also, we should kill Mama on the way.
Should we?
It's like
Obviously,
she has
another
an
evil witch told us she was evil.
She has an evil plan, but it's a very slow evil plan, and I don't think it's as pressing. It's kind of abstract.
Well, the
But-
thing is, we do kind of have to go by her house, so we're in a situation where maybe we oughta.
Maybe we should just turn a blind eye to that for now, and
She doesn't even have a child to right now.
right. See, she's in the planning stages of her world domination, so like the
Oh,
corpse
wait.
file is more important.
The dwarves are gonna sell her one of the children, obviously.
But the
Wait,
thing
she's so
is,
close to Clink, and there are all these surplus children here. She's probably already got one.
I mean,
But
I
the
do
thing
Do
have
is-
you remember all these children? I don't.
But the thing is, if we were to go one hex at a time, we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to get to the first of these hexes we were trying to map, and we have to pass through an unmapped hex and map it as well to do it. And the corpse pile is usually in that hex. Whereas if we're willing to go by Mama's house, that becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without having to stop to map. Or we want to go doubles via Mama House. We can get there in just 3 days, whereas otherwise, we don't go doubles into unoccupied space. We're looking at an extra day. So we're actually taking a lot of time to avoid killing Mama.
Well, I mean,
You could hang out. You don't have to kill her just because she's there.
yeah, can we just
One
go
gets
by-
the impression that she knows that we murder-freed her sister.
I
Mhm.
didn't. I.
You have no
like,
reason
interpret-
to believe that she would do that, or she would know unless.
Didn't the army of demons say something to that effect?
I figured they were like an automatic thing that she kind of set up in case anyone ever did that, and not like something she was aware of or
The
actively.
demons seem to believe they were protecting, what's her face?
The witch whose name you never asked.
Yeah, I know. That's why I called her what's her face.
Well, it still seems like a risk, but if it's a risk we want to take, fair enough.
I would be okay with it. Maybe just one of us should go ahead when we get there and see that she's not upset with us.
If you really want to.
I mean, you were just laying out how it's a more effective use of our time, if I remember right. But
Well, once we've entered the hex, we have to put. If we move a double space to get there, we more or
Mhm.
less have to camp there. So if she is mad, then she's going to know that, and she'll probably pretend not to be mad and try to murder us in our sleep.
we would have to set up watches.
But if you decide to kill Mama, then you're gonna have to kill Droog and Rolk too, and they've been nothing but nice and friendly boys to you.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer not to have to do that, so I'm hoping we don't have to at all.
That we should
But,
go around the hex. If we're gonna take an extra day, that's probably fine. We've already decided to delay going to look at the world destroying shiny thing that will murder us if we look at it. For not the reason you would think. So
All right, then fair enough. If there's already a delay, it's not like it'll make a huge difference.
so we're gonna try to skip around Mama's, map the two hexes adjacent to the Ur corpse in the tree-ish swamp area that we haven't yet. Loop round to the Katobla Pass, loop down to the village of the Faceless Ones, head over to the shrine to Grandfather Rot, choose not to pay our respects, and move on.
What, you don't want protection from ghost olms?
Once we've visited Grandfather Rot, assuming he doesn't just give us the answer that we're going to want to make straight for the Air Corpse, we'll go to Snake City and then drop off in Clink with hopefully something we can sell to get up to level 5.
When we'll be strong enough to kill the ghost olm.
Or at least to remove curses.
That all sounds good to me then.
That sounds like a plan. Alright.
While we're resting, Vilsticker drills holes in some silver pieces to use as buttons, and he goes to some local mother and tells her, "Make me Katobla Pass killing boots, please." And he holds out the buttons to her.
Oh, how much will this courier charge to take a letter response without having to ride day and night back to Amelia?
A gold piece.
All right, then
He's
Lucas will
mostly
write a
paid
letter.
from your. He's mostly paid from your taxes. Well,
Fair enough.
other people's taxes. No, your taxes.
So, before Phil Sticker actually goes off to find some random poor woman who happens to live in Clink with children, Silas sees him doing this and tells him, "If you need buttons, I have some." And he has a small box that actually is filled with different sized buttons.
Oh my. Oh. Well, I wanted to use these coins so I'd have special silver buttons, but maybe you have better buttons. Where'd you get these buttons? As he begins fingering through the buttons.
It's a long story for another day.
Oh, very well. One from each of your victims or something? Ha ha ha, I'm not accusing you of being a murderer.
Silas is too tired from having died multiple times in the past 2 days to humor your insinuations.
But if you are, that's okay.
Yeah.
We've all done things we regret.
Do you want any of the buttons or not?
Oh, certainly. Filsticker fishes through his box and picks out like the 2 fanciest buttons because he's kind of greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Fully they're silver.
They might be their nondescript multiple buttons, so I think silver or silverish ones are probably fine.
He takes out the little 2 like silver not work buttons and
They are
scampers off.
they're
So,
silver. They're both silver, but they are mismatched.
even better.
I figured you'd say that.
Hmm.
Silas, you could take inspiration for remembering that you had that that bucket of buttons.
Oh, thank you. I'll need it if we're gonna go fight a Katobla Pass.
Yep.
And having saved 2 silver, Filsticker runs off to find a random mother.
Right. We'll get there in a moment. I just want to say, I think it's amusing that everyone's been like, "Oh no, we can't fight 10 stilt walkers. Let's go fight a Catoblepass instead."
It's easier. Doesn't go after the boats.
Yeah, you can't kill a boat. It's already dead.
Once I have 3rd level spells, I have a solution for the boat murder, but until then, they hard counter us.
I think the Catoplopass, if I remember right, is objectively like incredibly deadly, but also it's like an inherently silly being, so it's hard to take its threat seriously.
That's what you say now until it hits you with a death ray.
Yes, I'll change my tune eventually, and I'll respect it after it kills one of my characters and another one of Slag's, but
I'll be
Yes.
okay. I have my boots. Or shoes.
So, you go up to a random woman Filsticker, and I'll say it's Sloane's wife, because she's the mother to the only 2 children that have been named that are named in the in Village of Clink.
Oh, damn.
And so you walk up to her, and what do you say?
This is sort of like Star Wars. There's only these same small group of people on these same planets. We run into them all over and over.
There's only like
Uh.
40 people in the entire town.
I know.
No, 50. 54. Well, 54 before you killed Jasmine.
Yes, Filsticker walks up to this woman holding these two mismatched buttons and says, "Excuse me, I need Catoblepass killing shoes. Can you make me a pair of shoes? Because Daniel doesn't sell shoes for small people."
You want me to make you shoes?
Yes. He said that mothers make shoes for their children.
I don't think he said that.
Filsticker looks kind of confused. I think that is what he said. Well, who does make shoes then?
It's a good question. I'm not sure where the people of Clink get their shoes. They might have a cobbler. Yes. Or they would be imported, and then Daniel would sell them. But he said clothes. I threw it out.
Oh. Wait, so he transmuted my shoes into clothing?
I did.
Damn. So my quest is hopeless?
No. You said boots. You said boots. He wouldn't. He probably wouldn't sell. Probably doesn't have a huge selection of children's-sized boots.
Oh, so I have to go back and ask for Catoblepass killing shoes and not boots. Then what hope is there if no one can make me shoes?
Whatever. You find whoever makes the children's shoes in the town. There's someone who has that skill set.
I've bested you.
And you buy your fucking shoes.
Good.
And you have your 2 little silver buttons attached to them. And they're good Catoblepass stomping boots.
It has been recorded.
Yes.
How much does a good pair of Catoblepass stomping boots cost?
I have no idea. Probably about a gold piece.
That's what I threw at the man and said, "Keep the chain."
He says, "You're actually a few coppers short." And then you.
I've already walked out the door.
Anyway, but okay. So, yeah. So I know what your plan is. For I know what I need to be ready for next time. So, and we're at the end of our time basically. So yeah, that's the end of the session.
Hold on.
Okay, holding on.
Typing the letter. It's almost done.
Oh, okay. So while Retromach finishes typing this letter, does anyone else have anything that they're going to be doing in the in Clink?
I don't think so.
My Catobla Pass killing bib to keep my shirt clean.
He doesn't have any bibs that have killed Catobla Pass either.
All right. Dear Amelia, I regret that you are unable to return almost as deeply as I regret to hear of the fate of Rosbach. I hope my letter finds you well with the situation restored to order. We have been able to arrange transport for the refugees to a suitable settlement in the swamp. Our search reveals a prophecy, the body within itself, the crypt, corpse, or divination found most likely. Find the fragment of purest black, this necromantic effect you speak of, presumably. Take it from that which never was, inscrutable at this time, with possible meanings related to the history of the Urcorpse, or the nature of the ward, or some unforeseen property. Or give it to that which inevitably must be. I can offer no conjecture on this line as of this time. But beware awakened death at the world's peril. Unlikely the Ironate, possibly the spell itself. At the local shaman's insistence, we are about to make a second pilgrimage to seek information from his patron, Grandfather Rot, who he is certain will be able to provide answers as to the meaning of the final lines. I swear by Primus to evaluate this response with suitable skepticism before attempting to repair the ward. The presence of this Iron-8 troubles me. It is something that was psychically transmitted to me by the creature that Godfried became, connected with whatever grim truth transformed him. Primus be with us. Lucas Dietrichstein, cartographer of the Nilfenberg Society of Cartographers. Very good.
That way, if we
Cool.
wipe, the next party has something to go on.
Yes.
It's good insurance.
If you wipe, the next party will be sent, specifically by Saint Amelia with knowledge of what has transpired before. So they can come in and get their level 1 asses smote.
Okay, thank you for running session.
Yes.
I will see you, as you say, constantly over the next 7 days.
Talk to you probably in a minute. I was going to send you something, but it was going to wait until after the game was ended, so in literally a second. So
So, hello, everyone. Talk to you online.